Hey YouTube, it's the Geeky Brew, formerly known as the Morning Brew, because hashtag Geeky gets more attention than hashtag morning, and I never record in the mornings anymore, so it just didn't make any sense to me. I'm your host, Eric Castillo, and I haven't recorded in about a week and a half due to varying issues, so I'll try and keep this short and sweet and to the point. And yeah, welcome to the Geeky Brew. Hope you all like the new title screen and all that good jazz, and hopefully I don't screw it up too bad. Anyways, let's start off with the news. For all you Game of Thrones fans, and the Dance of Wind and Fire, or Fire and Ice, yeah, whatever the book's called. George R.R. Martin announced that he will not be writing any of Season 6 for the upcoming show, due to the fact that he will be focusing on Winds of Winter, the next book in the series. In his own words, it's not that he doesn't have a passion for the show, or that he doesn't appreciate the fans and the support. It's that doing the scripts for Season 6 will take 2, 3, even 6 weeks away from writing from the book, and that's per script, roughly. So, in his own words, I'd rather work on the book and focus on that one thing at a time, because apparently, in his own words, going from one genre back to another, it's not easy for him and loses focus. So, Game of Thrones fans, the Games of Thrones fans, there you go. Somebody else will be working on those scripts, so hopefully those of you who have been enjoying the show will continue to get the same quality writing that you were used to by now. In other news, last week, movie announces it was officially released by a movie called Pixels, starring Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Peter Dinklage, Game of Thrones, yeah, and of course Josh Gad, the voice of Olaf, or aka the new Jonah Hill. Pixels movie based on the fact that we sent a rocket out into space, and apparently with all the video game footage they sent, they misconstrued our video game footage for actual threat of war and attacked in return the same way. Hence Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Joust, Space Invaders, Pong, and other such classic video games are now attacking Earth in full-blown pixelated 3D. The movie looks kind of fun, but unfortunately I still have that horrible taste in my mouth from Adam Sandler's previous films, Grown Ups 2, Jack and Jill, and you name it, it sucks. My favorite Sandler films were 50 First Dates is like on the bottom of my favorites list, but Wedding Singer was one of my tops. Punch Drunk Love is right there too. Definitely not his first movie, Overboard or Bon Voyage, or whatever it was called. Horrible comedy that shouldn't exist. But a lot of his movies lately have just been terrible. And Kevin James is the mall cop guy. Way to phone him in, guys. Hopefully this does a little better, because it does have all the classic gaming stuff we love. But I don't see that happening too well. It's still Adam Sandler. It's still Kevin James. I highly doubt we'll get high quality anything out of this except for the special effects. In other news that are it's kind of sad to hear this, but Satoru Iwata from Nintendo debunked the entire premise of a possible Netflix Legend of Zelda TV series, stating that at this moment Nintendo is not licensing out their franchises for anyone to produce on television. But he did not say they will not be at all. So maybe Netflix leaked out this rumor and to kind of show Nintendo, look how much support the idea would get. Let's make it happen. Or something like that. I'm sure some PR agency had a brilliant idea of releasing this fake rumor only to have Nintendo debunk it, so they can work out proper details on it, which I'm fine with. Now, Nintendo has a long history of licensing out their mascots in the past 2 very terrible outcomes. A Philips CDI system for 1, 3 horrible Zelda games, 2 terrible Mario games. Then there was a Super Mario Super Show, which I was not a big fan of, but I watched it because it was there. Then there was the Super Mario World Super Show. That was, of course, Legend of Zelda show. What else? And I think that's pretty much been it. The cereals and stuff like that. But basically, Nintendo since then has stuck to one medium, and that's their video games. And I wouldn't mind seeing a new version of of Mario cartoons. Maybe something a little bit more kid friendly. Well, not that the originals weren't kid friendly. What I'm saying is, you know, something that appeals to the kid demographic more than anything. I mean, us older gamers. I mean, look at the terrible Super Mario movie that never happened, and we don't talk about, because Dennis Hopper was King Koopa, and bombs were tiny little wind-up toys that caused mass destruction. No. Good job, Nintendo. Your past is in the video game medium is fantastic, but in the television and film, no. Hopefully, if they do decide to license out their properties to anybody, it would be nice to see a Metroid movie or series. Legend of Zelda would be fantastic, but a Metroid one would be really cool. Dude, it'd be a space opera. Star Fox would be a great one. Heck, even Pikmin, I think, would be really cool. Actually, yeah, there was a Pikmin movie recently, released for Wii U users for $15, I think. It was an independent film, and it was really good. So there is a chance that Nintendo might decide to do some stuff, but independent film worked. Maybe we'll have a little independent film cinematography. A Kid Icarus one would be cool, too. Not a major franchise I'm a fan of, but it'd be cool. Anyways. In other news, for more movie franchise news, Bryan Singer, director of the upcoming X-Men Apocalypse movie, has stated that they welcome the newest mutant to the fray, Jubilation Lee, or as we all know her, Jubilee. Jubilation Lee. She hot. Being played by the very beautiful Lana Condor. And I have to say, it's about damn time. The horrible dance that was the first 3 X-Men movie, the first Wolverine movie, the second one too, basically got undone by the latest X-Men movie, Days of Future Past. I still have not seen it, but Apocalypse will basically bring in new characters and old characters, and I'm kind of glad that Jubilee's finally in the mix. Because in the cartoon, she was a central character. She was our in. In the Fox cartoon, she was our way to get introduced into the world of the X-Men. Granted, that world had no Iron Man, Thor, Hulk. Well, they had the Hulk. The Hulk made cameos, but never really showed up. Spider-Man 2, which is weird because Spider-Man made a cameo in their show, and they made a cameo in his show. And in Spider-Man's show, the Fantastic Four exists, Iron Man exists, Hulk exists. So it's kind of weird how the show never interacted. Huh. Boy, I'm taking too long with that thought. But damn, what were they thinking? Anyways. So yeah, Jubilee will be in the next movie. Is it too little too late? Or are you still excited? Personally, for me, it's one of those, I guess we finally get her and that should be good enough. Hugh Jackman did say that his last shot of Wolverine may not even come in maybe the movie after Apocalypse. And for Jennifer Lawrence, she's done once X-Men Apocalypse. She's done playing Mystique, and that, you know, understandable. You can only do a character so many times before it finally just bores you to tears to play it, or just gets out. It just gets old to keep, you know, being recognized as only that character. It's kind of like a sitcom, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the X-Men movies. In case you haven't noticed, I'm so burned out by X-Men 1, 2, and 3. X2 not so much, but 1, especially 3. Sorry if I seem kind of off. It's hot as bees in here, and I'm sweating, and my shirt is starting to droop a little bit, and I'm feeling out of it. Anyways, last but not least, let's talk The Walking Dead season finale. A full disclaimer, probably have some spoilers, not on purpose, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, you might want to pause now. If you've seen it, follow along if you can. This season was kind of meh. To be honest, as a long fan of the Walking Dead comic book series and the show, I'm actually been feeling kind of jaded by the show. I've actually been getting tired of the show. And last night's episode helped bring me back a little bit, because now I kind of want to see what happens with a lot of the loose ends. The biggest ones, of course, everybody talks about Morgan coming back and seeing Rick turn into, well, what Morgan had turned into and came back from. The Jedi Master himself, Morgan, as everybody called him. But the one cliffhanger nobody seems to acknowledge too much is, was Glenn bitten? He's Schrodinger's Glenn. Schrodinger's cat, of course, the cat in the box, alive, dead, or both, or neither. We now have Schrodinger's Glenn. Was he bitten? Was he not? We don't know, because his last scene was him almost killing whatever his throwaway character name is, and then breaking down in tears, which could clue you into either him facing the reality of almost murdering somebody in cold blood, or the fact that he's gonna die because he's been bitten. Hard to say, and we won't know until the season comes back. Of course, one of the biggest things to see was that Michonne got her sword back on her because tragedy struck, and if she hadn't left her sword behind, it would have probably wouldn't have happened that way. But overall, the season finale, 90 minutes long, it was pretty good. It was definitely a good send-off to a not-so-great season. I mean, when you really think of the overall arc of the season, the whole Terminus thing turned out to be a short plop in the storyline. The whole Washington thing got thrown out the window eventually. And now we're here in whatever, I can't remember what the little town is called right now. And now you've got the wolves are near. The weird duo that set up traps all over the place with you know hordes of zombies and stuff. So I don't know how to feel about the show at the moment, but I will catch the season premiere, and hopefully it'll grasp me enough. I know I'll be watching it anyways because my family likes it, but me personally, I'm teetering on I'm kind of done with this same old. But I could be wrong. I could fall in love with it all over again. So, with that, let me know in the comments your thoughts. Do you share my feelings about it or not? Or do you just hate what I said? Last but not least, of course, Fear the Walking Dead, the West Coast spinoff, coming in this summer. So we're going to have a very short break from The Walking Dead before the new Walking Dead spinoff, Fear the Walking Dead, comes back. And of course, it is going to be based in LA, which would be kind of cool. Don't know where they actually filmed it, but it's going to be pretty cool to see some of the landmarks that we should be seeing. Now, the tricky part is that our current Walking Dead series is already, I would say, 3 years into it. I would say about 2 years post-infection. And we're not even sure how long after the first major city fell, since, the timeline's kind of weird because we're going based on the age of the baby. So, that and the last few times they took a break in between seasons, they actually took that time to explain that they went through a harsh winter and nothing really happened. So, we'll see how this goes, but Fear the Walking Dead will be taking place early in the infection. In fact, so early that they're not even aware that there's actual zombie danger in the trailer they show. They just go, hey, 5 major cities have talked about a virus going around. Make sure you get your flu shots, people. It's like, whoa, this is going to be early. Now, here's my question. Are they going to pull the same thing they pulled in Atlanta? If you know anything about Atlanta, Atlanta has a very large black community. I mean, it is a heavy black community there. Much like San Diego is heavy on the Latinos, Atlanta is heavy on the black community. But where are all the black people at? The Walking Dead, one black guy comes in and one black guy goes out. T-Dog, I miss ya. So I'm wondering, LA Walking Dead? Is there going to be like a fluctuation of yes and no with one Latino in the group? I hope not, because that'll be crap. Because let's face it, it's LA. If it's based out of LA, there better be a buttload of Mexican zombies. Especially because it's early in the infection, so they'll be very much just infected. They still look very fresh and human. Unlike the Atlanta side of the story where they're already decomposing heavily, and it's so hot the flesh is peeling off in chunks, and the fat is pouring out of them, and all that gooey stuff. I hope you're enjoying your meal when you're watching this. So, just saying, we'll see what happens. Are Latinos gonna become the new? Oh no! They killed the Latino. Hey, here comes a new Latino guy. Oh crap! He's got a lowrider. Oh crap! They killed him. Here comes the guy with a low-riding bike. Better not be. I'm watching you. That and what happened in Atlanta. There's a whole section with big booty strip clubs. That's just a strip of strip clubs, as you would say. Where them zombies at with the big old booties shaking? Now you can't see the below camera, but shaking my booty. Okay. Alright, so that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in to the Geeky Brew. Please like, share, subscribe, and of course, leave your comments below. Till next time, please do yourself a favor and enjoy your Geeky Brew. Or enjoy your brew. Sign off still the same. I don't care. Till next time, enjoy your brew.